Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us at today's program featuring designer and artist Thomas Hamdani, presented as part of the Wignall Museum's Home Edition. Home Edition is a series of curated artist talks, workshops, and discussions featuring artists and cultural workers. My name is Rebecca Trawick, and I serve as the director and curator of the Wignall Museum. The Wignall Museum is a teaching museum and interdisciplinary art space that introduces Chaffey College students, faculty, staff, and community members to innovative contemporary art objects and ideas. By fostering critical thinking, visual literacy, discourse, and empathy, the museum seeks to enhance the intellectual and cultural life of our community. Today's episode is brought to you in part by the Chaffey College Student AIGA chapter. The chapter are a group of dedicated designers that provide a space to create, connect, and inspire. AIGA offers aspiring professionals the opportunity to get involved, create community, and build leadership skills. While the academic year is almost complete, the chapter is always seeking designers, photographers, and illustrators. So big thanks to the club and shout out to all of you who are here this evening. We want to take a moment to recognize that we are situated on the Rancho Cucamonga campus of Chaffey College, which resides on the traditional and unceded lands of the Tongva people. We offer our recognition and respect to the elders, both past, present, and future.
And hello, my name is Roman Stollenwerk. I'm assistant curator at the Wignall Museum. Please visit us at www.chaffey.edu/Wignall to access our full schedule of programs and available recordings. When possible, recordings are made available on our website. Announcements post to our email subscribers and social media when new videos are available. All recordings on our site include captions and audio descriptions as options. You can follow us on social media, including Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Wignall Museum. Visit our website About Us page to sign up to receive email announcements. And we also ask that after this session, you complete a brief survey at tinyurl.com/Wignall Spring 21 Visitor Survey. Thank you.
And hello, everyone. My name is Andy Hadel. I'm the preparator at the museum. In a few moments, Thomas Hamdani will present for about 30 minutes or so, with the remaining time being available for Q&A.
Thanks, Roman. Thanks, Andy. So I have the pleasure of introducing our guest artist, Thomas Hamdani. Born in Indonesia, Thomas Hamdani completed a bachelor's degree in graphic design at Art Center College of Design in Pasadena. I should also mention Hamdani is an alumni of Chaffey College. Yay, so glad to have him back here. Hamdani is a motion designer with 10 plus years of motion design and 3D experience in the industry. He's always been fascinated by technology, especially growing up with sci-fi movies. Currently, he works remotely on different motions and virtual reality projects around the US. So please join me in giving Thomas a warm virtual welcome.
My name is Thomas Hamdani. I'm a motion design artist for 10 plus years. I've been in the industry for mostly in technology field, and I graduated in Art Center around about 15 years ago. It's been a while, and it's been a long journey to learn being an artist, to learn to create stuff and to not be boring, to be always in the cutting edge of design. It's a long process, a lot things you need to keep learning. It's a very fun journey for 15 years. And I was born in Indonesia. So this is what my culture is. It's a mixture between like the West and the East. We have many different influence from many different culture, because Indonesia is a port city that are in very important for the trading in West between Europe and China. So Indonesia has become always a hub of many different culture. So we have many different influences from many different like huge culture like Hinduism and Buddhism, and now they are the biggest Islamic country outside Middle East. So it's very very diverse. Growing up in Indonesia it's somewhat tough because being an ethnic Chinese, we are kind of always looked down, and but we learn how to fight it. We learn to how to be strong and prosper in the long run in Indonesia too. And my family is from a business family that always think about revenues and transaction. So growing up as an artistic person is very hard because nobody understand you, and they think art is just like a business tool that to advertise or to create stuff, but not really just a career. So this is me when I was a baby, and with my dad, brand new Vespa, beautiful stuff. And it's a beautiful country. It's a lot of different like technology development and nature. So this is all my biggest inspiration when I was growing up. Like this is what shaped me as a designer. Like the early version of just human wearing masks, but showing the future, like how robot is looking, how how the world can be different in the future. So, and this is from the Japanese side, the Japanese influences. This is mostly what I watched when I was a kid, and superheroes, magical cat from the future, or just robots transforming, and Dragon Ball Z, if you guys know. And Indonesian TV too. There's a lot of American movies. That's where I learned my English, where I learned my slang, like "What's up, man?" And and I learned about space. I learned about the future. I learned about time travel, talking robots or talking robot cars. Sorry, and how ghosts is captured in this modern world. This is what influenced me the most too. While like every day, just because being an ethnic Chinese, it's even hard just for me to go outside because sometimes other kids will pick on me because I'm different. So mostly I just stay indoors, watching TV, reading comic books, just surrounded by these new ideas constantly, what the world is gonna be or gonna be like in an interesting way. in the 90s, we moved to America because my uncle lived in Pomona. So my mom decided to move to Rancho Cucamonga because we love Mount Baldy, our beautiful mountain. Yeah, we just fell in love with the landscape. We fell in love with just the nature of it because we grow up from the city. Is we don't see any mountains. We don't see anything. Everything is flatland. Tropical world, but Mount Baldy kind of opened up my eyes. It's such beauty. I went to Altaloma High School. It's pretty weird in the beginning because only few Asian there, and couple Indonesian actually. So I grew up with just many different friends, learning different cultures, and the most interesting too is in Altaloma High School is meeting people, exchange students, especially people from Russia or Europe, and then become friends and learning about the local culture. Really like a melting pots of cultures, how America is, and I learned a lot just being myself, being accepting my Chinese side, and actually I'm trying to embrace it because before it's not okay being Chinese in Indonesia because the government tried to integrate all the Chinese, so we learn just stay quiet in our culture, not really saying anything or try to just become like Indonesian. But in America, I learned to be more embracing my Chinese side, learning about more Chinese actually, about Chinese philosophy because I'm going to Altaloma, just reading books from the public library, really like open up my world. Growing up in America and Rancho Cucamonga especially. I went to art center because my good teacher from JV College, Ian White, he told me, man, you're good. You should go to Art Center College of Design. I'm like, I never heard it. What is that? And then, oh yeah, it's a famous school in design because you are pretty good. So I went, apply, and I got accepted in Art Center College of Design in the .com era. My journey in Art Center is very interesting and it's a lot of learning experience because what I learned primarily in Art Center is discipline yourself, to become an artist, and how to discipline yourself to be a hard worker in your craft because design ain't easy. Design is a lot of things you need to know, a lot of things you need to learn because design is a language that you learn, a language that you learn to mix. You need to understand many different facets of the world to understand what to design. I hope you guys understand what I mean. It's just design is kind of like being a chef. So if they want you to, for example, to cook like Middle Eastern cooking, you need to know everything about Middle Eastern culture, Middle Eastern spices, and try to mix it up together and to find the essence of design. After Art Center, my first job in Nokia design. I said a lot of design word, by the way, guys. In Nokia design, I was learning to mix technology and just fun. Before, I don't know anything about cell phone industry, but Nokia really like pushed me to learn to design for human interface, the UI design, and how human interact with UI or interact with technology. So we are the bridge that really connecting people between technology and people. So in Nokia design, what I do is designing wallpaper, UI design, some advertising. It's many different hats I need to wear just to create all what the client wants. So this is some example of some of the wallpaper that I designed for Nokia. Okay, that is some of the overall work, like the best work that I captured when I was there for about 7 years before Nokia move on to a different company. This is some of the advertising that I created for Nokia X10. Yeah. This is where I learned most to do 3D and how integrating with motion design to create all this interface and the special effects. All right, after Nokia, I started to be a full-time freelancer, and I work in many different studios and mostly doing Maya, this 3D program for Maya, doing 3D animation and doing After Effects stuff, creating special effects and creating just infographics for different companies. This is a couple of my work. All right, that's my early work. A couple of years ago, before I moved, work for San Manuel Casino, because San Manuel is developing, growing super fast during this like the last 4 years. So I got an opportunity to work with San Manuel Casino for a couple of years, and it's a different experience because it's more not just doing TV work or web work. It's doing how designing the whole casino, designing the whole interface, the whole. It's not just only one screen anymore. I learned how to design with the space, like uh, for example, some of the design in the hallway or some of the design around the casino, the screens, how really now I'm working in different scale. Before I was working in just for phone scale, like you can you can see it with you just a tiny screen in Nokia screen. And then after Nokia, I work in the agency. So mostly I'm just doing just like advertising for TV or uh, but in the casino is very different scale. So I work just to see how to engage with people around the environment. So this is one of the work with Samuel Casino for Chinese New Year. Yeah, after I made this, they implemented around the casino. They implemented around when the Chinese New Year happens. They start playing all over the casino. So it's just the way I create the story is how we always transcended a journey from just from the it's like how the dragon travel. So you moving from the ground, from this tunnel, from the landscape, and then you move up to the sky, and just creating new opportunity for the new year. That's my idea of it. All right. All right. This is some of the work that I did for Rock and Brew restaurant inside the San Manuel Casino. So my idea of the concept of this piece is how music evolve and is progressing to many different eras, and is changing and always in constant, always moving, always changing, or sometimes move back, sometimes move forward. So I think this is the idea of what I'm trying to convey. How from the Beatles, and then it's moving to evolving to this rock music, and band group, and then evolving to hip hop. So this is a piece that I created for the promotion of this machine around the casino, Dollar Storm. All right, this is one of the example. Me and my coworker David, we created this look um, for Las Vegas promo. Flash. This is the display that we created on the elevator while the people walk to the from the second floor to the first floor. So it's like this journey again. And this is one of the screens that are around the casino. So in this, the bear is representing just the local animals around San Bernardino. Now in Samael Casino, they let me to explore many different medium. So I choose virtual reality because it's you can see the whole world inside your head. That's why I choose this medium. Yeah, this is I created for the vault. It's the idea of steampunk, how old technology and the new technology merge in this team restaurant. So you do a lot of gears, a lot of shutter opening and metals and dimensional elements to create this world of gears and moving So this project took me around 3 months to finish it because we need to start experimenting with how the screen works around the casino, the how VR work, and we model everything and grab some of the screenshot from the concept design way before the restaurant is done to create this look. It's a fun project. All right, let me try this one again. Okay, this is my reel for mostly the work that I did in so if you guys in your own time check it out, you can see all the 3D space, all the detail that we work on. And so we need to build around this camera, so everything need to be built to be created, and then we animate it in different layers. And then just trying to experiment merge it many with the gears on with the flaps. And the bear's back. And this is for the Chinese New Year, for the year of the pig. So we created this world, and some of the more casino elements again. Now for my own personal project, just project with idea that I got from my kids, how we want to create this world and colony, how if animals have evolved and living in space. So it's just a fun project that I during COVID when I got more free time to create my own work. So this is the first idea. We just sketch some ideas how this is my daughter drawings, how she said she want to create cats and dogs, how they live in space. So I started with monkeys, and then rabbits, and some kittens, how they wearing suits. So this is my first design, just creating the suits using Fusion 360 CAD software to create this helmet. And then this is from my idea of the monkey in space. So just this is I guess he just moving from a different spaceports. So I began to, after that, I got an idea, how come just maybe create the whole space colony, how they look. So I incorporated maybe a coconut tree, to generate all this power to create all the power to power the whole space station. And after I go big, after I go visual the whole space station, I go to the just doing more fun switches and dials, how the animals gonna interact with the controlling the space station. And then I also create this device if they exploring many different planets. So if they take samples, or measuring the other alien worlds. So this is some of the animation I did. Is walking, exploring other alien worlds. Yeah, I think that's my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Wow, thanks, Thomas. That was so fun. And you probably haven't had a chance to see, but you should know the chat has been blowing up. So
Oh, wow.
we'll have to send you the transcript so you can check it out. You've been getting lots of kudos and compliments.
Oh, cool.
So we'd love to open it up to questions. So how does the rule of thirds apply to backgrounds or characters?
Oh, wow. That's very, very, very technical question. I need to dig up my design book. Lower thirds. What's the question again? Could you repeat it?
How does the rule of thirds apply to backgrounds or characters?
It's I think it depends how is the design is. It's really tough what you're asking for. It's basically it's just came with experience and how you see you design. I think it's just very, very dynamic, or yeah, it's I need to think about that.
We have another question from Trevin here. Besides Dragon Ball, what other Eastern shows inspired you?
My big inspiration of course is Akira. That is one of the biggest game changer in the movie industry. The way it's tell the story, the way it's animated, and the way it's the character design. I think it's that movie Akira really moved the design forward. It's like inspired the Matrix, inspired even Cyberpunk 2077. So Akira is one of my big inspiration.
You had mentioned in the beginning of your presentation that being a working artist and designer, like education is ongoing, that you have to, as you move through your career, you're always kind of learning new things. What does that education for you look like? Is it kind of experience-based? Are you continuing education kind of formally, or is it more of an informal?
Mostly it's an education in how how the technology always like moving forward so fast, and like technically you need to keep learning because the software evolving so fast, and how the platform social media platform or it's just moving fast. You need to really keep learning and keep try to learn different new things, because if not, they just gonna pass you by. It's a fast moving world now, guys.
Here's one from Cabrina. With Manuel Casino giving you freedom to explore different outlets, is VR your preferred type of execution now? And is it hard to execute or something or similar to learning a new software?
VR, it's a very new platform, and then a lot of things you need to know, not just only the software side or technology side. It's just how you engage the viewer, how you, because it's not just one view, it's the whole view, the whole 360. You need to point, or you need to know where is the action is at. It's very complex. I'm still learning too, and I hope I will be learning more complex gaming using gaming engine. So it's real time.
Thomas, can I ask a follow-up too? So doing that kind of that scale or the scale of projects that you're doing for the casino, are those usually team projects, or are you working individually for the most part?
Mostly 2 or 3 people. Me, my other motion designer, David, or Ed. We we just 3 people. Sometimes we just go to the site, check it out how it's gonna look, or we can sometimes, because we are got access straight to the casino, all of the monitors, all the displays, so we can test it during the night. We can see how is the image too big, how the action is not enough, or is it need more the type information. So it's more hands-on, because we got straight access to the technology, and we got straight access to the screens. So it's make us more our life is more easier than if you're working for other companies. You just wait for them. Oh, is it gonna look good? Or it's very hands-on.
I have question. At the beginning, so I'm also from Czechia, and I'm from Russia originally. So like having my cultural background, sometimes it's difficult to live in US and be culturally engaged with US, because I also feel like I have to be culturally engaged with Russia. Do you have any advice in terms of, for people who have a multiple cultural identities, how to stay engaged with more than one thing?
That's a good question. That's yes, that's really you need to embrace it. You need to embrace both culture. You need to embrace especially your own culture. I think once you live outside your own culture, you become knowledgeable. You want to know what is the essence of your own culture. Before, when I was living in Indonesia, I don't really care. It's just like a boring Indonesian stuff, like like how what all people see, But once you live outside, you really appreciate it. You really see what make your own culture very beautiful. It's like from looking from the outside, far away, like an astronaut looking back at Earth. How beautiful is it?
Yeah, it's that phrase about the fish in the water. As closer you are to something, as less you see. So me going away from Russia, I learn more about Russia being in US, which is kind of sounds fun, but that's the reality I experience too. By going away, I see a bigger picture. So
yeah, exactly. That's,
thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thomas, we have another question in the chat from Cabrina. What is advice you could give to students at Chafee that you wish you knew when you went to community college?
Learn how to communicate really well, because in my career, I've been struggling a lot. especially I have a second language, have a accent, and it's uh, with design you will learn with experience, but communication is I think it's a different level of realizing yourself. It's you need to really learn how to speak, present yourself, how especially presenting your idea. And it's mostly it's tough for many designers because we are more visual, we are more uh, just pictures. We try to create pictures, and we sometimes we don't understand words. So yeah, presenting is, guys, number one.
You've sort of touched on this a little bit, but can you talk about what it's like to freelance? Like, what are the challenges? I'm sure there's a lot of advantages, but what are the unique challenges to working independently and remotely? I mean, I know the whole world has been experiencing this, or much of the world, for some, recent past, but, in terms of your career, like, you're often working remotely. So what are some challenges that you've found, and some great things about it?
Let's start with the great thing. So, I don't want to. All right, the great thing is you got many different fresh projects. You are so you don't not doing just only one thing. You're not only doing one thing, repeating the same thing over and over again. Freelancing is kind of always learning. You got a new exciting stuff to do, to learn. um, that's the fun part, being a freelancer. Just creating new fun projects, and sometimes boring, sometimes not interesting, but in the but what you learn is more you learn in freelancing. um, as for sometimes the bad side is just when it's the downturn, it's really hard to find new projects because usually some companies close, or you just need to get ready. You need to prepare when usually downturn happen, especially when happened to me in 2012, 2010 to 2012. It's pretty tough to find new project because everything is just closed. Everything is just opportunities. Just everything is, they're not looking. So learn how just to survive. Learn how to save more money. Like it's sometimes tough, but most of the time it's pretty fun. It's pretty challenging too sometimes, especially with tough clients.
Good advice about saving your money when you're working on a project basis, right? You don't know when the next paycheck might be coming. That's important.
Yeah, don't buy stuff, guys. Just don't buy stuff you don't need. Like that, I guess.
Good advice for the future. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like we could chat for another hour, but I want to be conscious of time, your time and everyone's time. And sadly, we're nearing the end of our time together. But Thomas, I really want to thank you for your generosity today. It was wonderful to spend time with you this afternoon. Huge thanks to all of you who attended today, and huge thanks to the AIGA chapters. So again, if you're interested in learning more about them, check out those links in the chat. And I know Roman's putting a few other links in the chat right now, including a very short survey that we'd appreciate if you take 2 minutes to complete. But thanks, everybody. Please take care. And again, thanks, Thomas.
Thank you, guys.
Check out Thomas's website.